Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, and air restoration, flood and remodeling services for over 40 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Trebas Foundation, Darlene Marco Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Former President Donald Trump is now the president-elect. Thank you for joining us. I'm Maya Trabulsi, and Trump became the second person in U.S. history to win 2 non-consecutive terms as commander-in-chief. What effect might his second term have here in San Diego County, and what do people think about it? KPBS reporter John Carroll looked into that.
However you feel about Donald Trump, you have to acknowledge he pulled off one of the greatest, if not the greatest, political comeback in American history. Now the crystal balls are coming out. What might it mean for us here in the county and across the Golden State?
In retrospect, it shouldn't have been a surprise.
Carl Luna is political science professor emeritus at Mesa College. He's lived and breathed politics for decades. He says what happened yesterday is nothing short of monumental.
What this does represent, though, is a wave election and a fundamental shifting in what America is, both domestically and in the world. It's at least the most consequential election since 1980 and possibly since 1940 when FDR defeated isolationism.
Luna says it's likely to be deja vu when it comes to how the state interacts with the Trump administration. At the very least, he says the new administration could use the power of the purse as a cudgel against California. And Luna says it could conceivably get a lot more serious than that. What if protests break out here that lead to violence on the streets?
This president as candidate, our president-elect as candidate, has said that he would invoke the Insurrection Act. And now you have the question of what happens if National Guard from Arizona show up in the streets of San Diego. Likely scenario in any regular universe? No. In the universe we're currently in, it's possible.
But what about those of us who are not political science professionals?
We came to Balboa Park to gauge what in Latin is known as vox populi, the voice of the people. And those voices were literally all over the map.
And it's what the country picked, so I think we just have to accept it and move on.
Max Vargas just moved to San Diego a few days ago.
Personally, I'm not super stoked about it, but I think it's in everyone's best interest to move forward as best they can.
I really don't care.
Really?
I mean, it doesn't affect my everyday. I woke up, still went to the gym, still have to go to work, still have to take care of my child, still have to take care of my bills.
When I said opinions were all over the map, I also meant the people we spoke with were from all over the map.
I think that they should vote Kamala, but it's too late. You guys have Trump again, and we'll see what happens. I don't think he did so many great things.
What do you think about Mr. Trump being reelected?
Cool. Now children, I hope they go back to normal.
For those upset about the election's outcome, Carl Luna says, just remember what you might call the political pendulum.
You win elections, you lose elections, and there'll be another one in 2 years, another one after that in 2 years.
John Carroll, KPBS News.
The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright.
Vice President Kamala Harris officially conceded the race today. She urged her supporters and all Americans to uphold the peaceful transfer of power. Harris also spoke to President-elect Trump by phone before her speech and congratulated him. And we have the latest election results on our website, kpbs.org. Coming up, an update on top San Diego races and a closely watched congressional race. Hundreds of people are without power in rural southeastern San Diego County tonight. KPBS reporter Melissa May says SDG&E told residents the shutoffs are needed to reduce wildfire risk.
San Diego Gas and Electric cut power to 683 customers in Boulevard and Campo this morning. These communities could be without power until Friday. The utility says fire weather conditions in the area prompted the shutoffs. SDG&E says it warned about 24,000 customers in 34 towns that they could lose power. That includes Alpine resident Rex Butler. He says he has generators ready to go if power is shut off.
Mainly for the refrigerator, freezer, and just the lights.
Butler says the shutoffs do affect him and his family, but he says it's better to be safe than sorry.
Whatever they got to do to keep our safety and the fires down.
Meteorologist Alex Tardy says the Santa Ana winds are moderate to strong and the humidity is low.
We are now seeing wind gusts of 40 to 50 miles per hour in those at-risk areas. That would be the San Diego mountains, and then close to the foothills as well.
Tardy says the dry summer and slow start to winter added to the dryness.
So it makes conditions even worse. And so the vegetation knows that and feels that. So the vegetation is stressed.
Fire Captain Thomas Schutz says CAL FIRE is at peak fire season staffing.
That means that our engines, our bulldozers, our hand crews, our aircraft, they're all staffed up and ready to go.
The Boulevard Community Center is open as a resource for affected residents from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. And
some folks count on power to power their medical equipment and stuff like that. We want to make sure that those folks are taken care of. So calling 211, they can get you on the right track.
For more information, visit sdgetoday.com. Melissa May, KPBS News.
We'll look ahead to tonight. We're dropping down to lows in the 40s if you are along the coast, though you'll have mainly clear skies. I know those winds really started to ramp up today. We're tracking how long those high winds will stick around before we do start to see calmer conditions and when we'll start to see temperatures rebound before our next storm.
An estimated 8,500 DACA recipients live in San Diego County, and as of November 1st, they can apply for health coverage under the Affordable Care Act. KPBS health reporter Heidi DeMarco tells us that some advocates question how many will actually enroll.
Ali Tarabi was 5 when his mother brought him to the United States from Iran. Now 35, he's a recent medical school graduate and a DACA recipient. It's been an unusual struggle.
When I tell people, they don't believe it. They're like, "Oh, you're a doctor that's uninsured," and that's the reality in this country. When you don't have something like healthcare for all, single-payer systems, people can fall through the cracks.
His experience as an uninsured, undocumented youth influenced his decision to pursue a career in medicine.
I have lived experience, and I am also a witness to the harms that come into play when you set so many barricades in terms of access to healthcare for undocumented folk.
DACA is a program started during the Obama administration that protects some undocumented immigrants who came to the U.S. when they were children. An estimated 8,500 DACA recipients call San Diego County home, and starting this month, they can apply for health coverage under the Affordable Care Act, something Tarabi is urging other DACA recipients to take advantage of.
Applying for coverage for my DACA sisters and brothers, this will not impact your immigration eligibility for you or your family. So do not be afraid.
When the Biden administration announced the new rule in May, immigrant advocates worried people wouldn't apply because they'd be afraid of being deported. That's why the National Immigration Law Center is focusing on outreach. Nicolás Espiritu is their deputy legal director.
Maybe up to 100,000 individuals don't have insurance, either because they're students, because they're self-employed, or because their jobs just don't provide it at this point. And this really provides an opportunity to give these individuals the opportunity to purchase quality health care.
A recent survey by the Law Center reports 35% of DACA recipients believe they're ineligible for health insurance due to their immigration status. Tarabi remembers how he felt after being hit by a car.
I was so afraid that I literally ran away after I was admitted to the hospital. I told no one, nobody, the nurses, nobody. I just pulled my IV lines out and I ran away. And in that moment, I just thought to myself, it would be amazing if there was a physician that understood my experience.
Tarabi hopes to stay here in San Diego.
I want to give back to this community. Like I said earlier, this country didn't give birth to me, but this city raised me.
The open enrollment period runs until January 15th. Heidi DeMarco, KPBS News.
Neighbors in southeastern San Diego want an investigation into a footnote in city code. KPBS reporter Katie Hyson reports on what they are calling shocking.
The highest point in Emerald Hills is an empty lot with a 360 view. Neighbors dream of a park or a senior center, but it's private land. 2 years ago, city staff announced a housing development there. Martha Abraham lives nearby. She was upset. The zoning map appears to allow about 70 houses. This planned for more than 120.
You know, we would say like it's not zoned for this many houses, and we would be told by the developer it is zoned for that many houses.
Her community planning group tried to get answers.
And then when we go to our council member for support, we're being told, oh, we support housing. They weren't helping us, so we had to just try to help ourselves.
It was time consuming.
I was putting my own business and projects to the side to work on this, because what happens is that you get into a little rabbit hole. You find one thing, and then it leads you into another, and it leads you into another.
They searched more than 1,000 pages of laws and public records.
Well, I feel like there was a magic bullet and we just hadn't found it yet. There was something going on that no one was telling us about.
Then the city announced another development in Encanto, with twice as many houses as zoning seemed to allow. Rob Campbell lives down the street. He says the issue isn't houses, but how many.
We're identified as an environmental justice affected community, and so we don't see how paving over what green space we have will increase our air quality or will decrease the heat island effect that we suffer from.
The planning group wanted to appeal the development. The fee was $1,000. The area is mostly Black and Latino and low income. They fundraised, stayed up late preparing for the hearing, took off work, and trekked downtown. The city postponed the meeting.
They said they had discovered some new information.
Campbell reviewed the city's rebuttal.
There was notice of this footnote. What is this?
The footnote was Abraham's magic bullet.
There's this little number 7 underneath the RS12. None of the other columns have any numbers. I hadn't noticed it previously. And you got to scroll down 3 or 4 pages to get to the footnotes.
A 2019 footnote reduced minimum lot size from 20,000 square feet to 5,000, but only in the Encanto and Southeast areas, meaning developers can build much more densely there. Last week, more than 100 neighbors packed a school community room. Andrea Hateru is the community planning group chair. She put the city code on the screen.
See that it says table 13104D.
Neighbors knit their brows and squinted.
We usually skip over them without a second thought, but we never expect a footnote to be shocking. And that is the entire point. There is city code in the form of a footnote that is shocking. With this footnote, the city is essentially saying 20,000 means 20,000 to everyone in the city, except you folks in Southeast. For you folks in Southeast, 20,000 means 5,000. $1 means a quarter, because we said so.
Hateru walked them through due process and federal law.
You're going to hear us say AFMH a lot. We want you to be able to say it like you're brushing teeth. AFMH, AFMH.
Affirmatively furthering fair housing requires local governments to dismantle housing discrimination.
That doesn't mean to stop, it means to turn the clock backwards.
She sped them through a century of history, redlining, restrictive covenants, laws that followed the civil rights movement, and ways local governments tried to resist them. This footnote, she says, is part of that resistance. When Hateru told how Campbell found the footnote, the room applauded. The meeting energized Campbell.
This was pure, democracy.
The district's council member, Henry Foster, was there. He suggested they wait to hear more from the city. They wanted answers from him.
Talk about footnote 7.
He says the meeting was a good thing.
And I appreciate them having the courage to quite honestly stand up and demand answers.
He was the district's chief of staff when the footnote became law. He says he understands their concerns about discrimination and transparency, but says some good came from it.
It did spur housing.
Monica Montgomery Stepp, the district's council member who passed the footnote, did not answer questions about it. The city planning director at the time says he doesn't know why the footnote was created. Heidi von Blum is the planning director now. She says she's asking the state for permission to reconsider the footnote. State law prohibits making housing zones less dense unless they make it more dense somewhere else. If the state agrees, she says the city council could consider it mid-2025. Meanwhile, the developers are moving forward. Katie Hyson, KPBS News.
Democrats had a rough election night at the national level, but as KPBS Metro reporter Andrew Bowen explains, San Diego County continues to look less purple and more blue.
Supporters of County Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer were jubilant at the San Diego County Democratic Party's election night watch party. Early results show the Democrat is leading with more than 55% of the vote. That's despite Republicans spending heavily to promote their candidate in the race, former San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer.
I think we have run an extraordinary race. We have had an amazing ground game. We've had more than 3,000 people be part of our volunteer corps out there knocking on doors and talking to voters and phone banking and texting their friends.
A victory for Lawson-Remer would allow Democrats to keep their majority on the County Board of Supervisors. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria was also feeling confident Tuesday night. He currently leads over his opponent, police officer Larry Turner, with more than 54%.
I have a very simple message this evening. Let's get back to work. Let's fill those potholes. Let's house the homeless. Let's keep our city safe, and let's build more housing that working and middle-class people can afford in this great city.
Two sales tax measures on the ballot are extremely close. Measure G, a county-wide half-cent sales tax to fund transportation infrastructure, is failing with just under 52% of voters saying no. But that majority shrunk as more ballots were counted. It's a similar story with Measure E, a 1-cent sales tax to support the City of San Diego's general fund. The no side is leading with less than 51%. City Councilmember Stephen Whitburn, who appears to be cruising to his re-election, said with San Diego's high cost of living, he understands why many voters are reluctant to pay higher taxes.
I hope Measure E passes, because if we get $400 million a year into the city coffers, we'll be able to do so much that the people who are struggling now need us to do. Build more housing that's more affordable, get the streets paved, help people who are living outdoors, get into safer and healthier places. So I think Measure E is the right thing, but I understand that it's a tough struggle.
The San Diego County Registrar of Voters estimates more than a third of all ballots countywide still have to be counted, leaving plenty of room for the results to change. The next update on the vote count is expected Thursday evening. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
Republicans have won control of the U.S. Senate, but whether they hold on to the House is still to be determined. The 49th District has been eyed as a seat that could potentially flip from blue to red. With ballots still being counted, Democratic incumbent Congressman Mike Levin has a point lead over Republican challenger Matt Gunderson. KPBS North County reporter Tanya Thorne has this update.
Ballots are still being counted, but a confident Mike Levin took the stage at the Hilton in Del Mar on election night.
So with continued purpose and enthusiasm for the road ahead, we must continue our work together. Can we continue our work together? Our work continues.
A win would keep Levin in the 49th Congressional District seat for a fourth term, a time he told supporters he will use to continue working on key issues for the district.
Continuing our important work to get the nuclear waste off the coast at San Onofre. Replenishing the sand on our beaches so we can combat coastal erosion and prevent landslides. Federally codifying a woman's right to choose.
The fate of the 49th District falls between the votes of two counties, South Orange County, which historically leans more Republican, and North San Diego County, which leans more Democratic. KPBS spoke to Republican candidate Matt Gunderson on election night. Here's what he had to say as early results were released.
We're encouraged by Republican turnout. We believe the no party preference voters are going to flip in our direction. We're encouraged. We're cautiously optimistic, but we always knew this would be a tight race.
A race that could narrow as ballots from both counties are tallied through the week or continue to lean in Levin's favor.
I'm very cognizant of the fact that whatever the final result is, there were, a couple 100,000 people roughly that voted for me, but also nearly that didn't vote for me. And I want to make sure they know that I want to be their representative just the same.
The 49th district race is important in determining control of the House, especially after Senate control has fallen in Republicans' hands. Tanya Thorne, KPBS News.
And while we're waiting for many races to be called, the fate of some state propositions is already clear. Starting with Prop 3, which enshrines same-sex marriage rights into the California Constitution. It has been declared approved with 61% of voters' support. Voters have rejected Prop 33, which would have allowed local governments to pass rent control ordinances. And Prop 36 was approved, with about 70% of voters supporting the measure. It reclassifies certain drug and theft crimes from misdemeanors to felonies. For more of the election results, latest election results that is, head to our website, kpbs.org.
Well, the big story is, of course, the winds. Those winds really howling and bringing that fire threat here to Southern California. That's where we have been seeing some pretty blustery conditions, especially there across the valleys and even further inland. Now, those gusty winds will continue into Thursday, though we will start to see temperatures rise gradually as we head into the weekend. Though we do have our eye on a storm that's brewing, and we are expecting impacts here early next week. Now tonight we're dropping down to lows. Oceanside, you're at 37, San Diego 48. 44, Ramona and Borrego Springs at 41. Mount Laguna, you will bottom out at 33. For tomorrow, you'll have plenty of sunshine here to go around, though we do have some problems still when it comes to air quality. Oceanside, you're at 76, San Diego 75, and Borrego Springs, low 70s. Those winds still in effect here through Thursday morning, at least when it comes to the weather alerts. That wind advisory hangs on through Thursday morning, including those high wind warnings and watches through Riverside County and up through the LA region. On top of that, we still have this fire weather warning in effect that goes through Friday morning, as it is just so dry. And this is going to be an area that we are continuing to monitor here as we head throughout our day and through the rest of the week. Air quality, another concern here, where we have an increase in particle pollution that is making it not so healthy, especially for sensitive groups from that windblown dust. And you'll even notice that it's through Coachella Valley, Riverside, and even further inland. If you're a part of those sensitive groups, you're going to want to remain indoors and limit some vigorous activity if you do have to head outside. Next 5 days here along the coast, 76 Thursday. Friday, you're at 77. You'll start to see temperatures drop a little Sunday and Monday down to the low 70s. You'll see those clouds building too ahead of that next storm. Further inland, you'll see warming through Friday before temperatures start to come down this weekend, but you're not going to feel too many changes, at least until Monday, when we're dropping back down to the low 70s. For the mountains, we'll be in the 50s, and we're staying there here over the next 5 days or so. And for the deserts, 70s on tap. It's going to be nice here this weekend. For KPBS News, I'm meteorologist Bree Guy.
A new PBS Nature documentary points its lens to the diverse flora and fauna of San Diego. KPBS arts reporter Julia Dixon-Evans says the filmmaker wants people to know just how special our region is.
San Diego is a land born of extremes.
America's Wildest City is a new hour-long documentary that takes us into our own backyard, home to more biodiversity than any other county in the continental U.S. Filmmaker Nate Dappen lives in San Diego.
It's a landscape that is basically isolated by mountains on one side, desert on another, and the Pacific Ocean. And all these different habitats come together in a really small area to create a ton of unique habitats.
The film canvases the entire county, yet some of the most impactful scenes focus on critters you might see every day.
The squirrels are more numerous today than ever. But they're still squirrely. Dangers lurk around every corner.
Dappin says that putting together a nature documentary takes some creative thinking, but most of all, patience.
We spent maybe 40 days on Lake Hodges filming those birds as a team in a variety of different ways. And so, yeah, it required a tremendous amount of patience, a ton of expertise from scientists at the Natural History Museum or local experts.
Though the film was made for a national audience, it encourages locals to pay more attention to what's right under their noses.
If you put out a bird feeder, if you put out native flowers, if you just sit there and you watch for an hour, you'll see so much rad stuff.
From orcas to super blooms, Dappin hopes San Diegans recognize the impact human activity has on the land.
The more we think about that and the more we appreciate that, the more we'll make choices in service of protecting it.
Julia Dixon-Evans, KPBS News.
And America's Wildest City airs on KPBS tonight at 8 p.m. and it screens at the San Diego Natural History Museum beginning November 22nd. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Good night.
Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, and air restoration, flood and remodeling services for over 40 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marco Shiley, and by the following: and by viewers like you. Thank you.